Guys, Crewman here. New mining rig. Just got the frame worked up. Got my BTC 250 motherboard. I've decided I'm going to put it here. I'm going to mount it on screws and not via cardboard. I've got enough room for the power supplies over here. I'm just going to use the existing power supplies that I had with these rigs. And it should work just fine. So I will be right back with that installed in 3, 2, 1. Motherboard's attached right there. The case is ready to go. Now I'm going to take that rig and that rig, and I'm going to put them into this rig, and I'll do some stop and go, and I'll show you how I do it. So yeah, I turn off my fans in here so I can build, so I'll be right back. Here's an update. We removed all of the graphics cards out of rig 1 and put them in rig 2. The plan is to put the 6800s up top, followed by the overflow of the 6800s on the bottom, along with my 6700 XT and the 3 5700Xs that are on that rig up there. Now, one thing I do want to note is that the rig came with this felt mat to put on the resters. I would definitely put it on, because if you're like me, a lot of you risers have lost their pads. I don't know if you can see it, but a lot of them have lost their pads. So it's really important to install this pad here. So yeah, now all I have to do is take this frame and get these power supplies off so I can move them over here and take this motherboard out so I can prepare it to sell. As far as the frame, I don't really think it's worth selling. It's now actually way cheaper just to buy pre-built frames from Amazon, and it's faster than building your own. I might say this for a test bench or something. I'm going to keep it. There's no reason to sell it. It did its job. I will be right back once this rig is stripped. Now you can see a little more of the mess I made. So I've decided I'm going to do 3 GPUs per 850 watt power supply. Because I'm on Nexa, these things have been known to get quite power hungry on it. So it kind of just makes me feel a little more comfortable that, assuming they go up to 200 watts each, that I'll be within the 80% rule, because that's the key. I have all 4 PSUs, and I'm pretty confident they can fit under here. So that's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to take this rig, I'm going to put it right down here, and we're going to gut it, and we're going to do the same thing. Be right back. Move this one down. It's kind of heavy. I'm a little worried about lifting this whole rig back up, but I should be able to do it. So anyway, we're going to move all these cards over, transfer the power supplies, and gut this frame, and take it to that kind of frame. So I'll be right back. Here's the rig with the GPUs on it. We've got 7 6800s, 1 6800 XT, 3 5700 XTs. Now, as far as buying any more of these big Navis go, 6700 XTs I think are the ones I'm most interested in, and I would put the last one there. As far as 6800 XTs, I won't be buying anymore. In fact, I sold all my Midnight Black ones because they were going for quite a good deal. So I sold them, and then I bought this broken 6800 XT and fixed it, and now it's mining. So, you know, I've got my original 6 plus this new one. I sold 3 6800 XTs, and I'm still left with 1. Now, without rambling, what I'm trying to say is, if you can get good deals for your GPUs, like, you know, I would say 75% of what you paid for it, I would go ahead and sell it and then try to buy back in at a later date. You're really not missing much right now. You know, but that's a tall order, but that's what I would do. So let me get this all wired up and finished, and then we'll be right back. This ugly mess is done. I think I might have did this differently, and I thought that maybe I had more space, so the power supplies are kind of hanging off, but they're safe. Like, nothing's gonna get damaged or anything. It just looks weird. So that's what it looks like. Now we just gotta lift it up and turn it on. I'll be back when it's on. One thing before I set this up, PSA, don't do what I do. The smart thing to do would be to test out all the parts individually and then wire it up and know where you wired everything and be good. Not this Frankenstein abomination. However, I think it's just gonna work. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed, and we're gonna get at it. Besides the fact that it was ridiculously hard to lift, I almost dropped it. Dumbest thing I could have ever did. 11 GPUs, it works. So that's one down, a few to go. I learned a lot on it. Go over it in a minute. The original plan was to get another frame like this. Unfortunately, I need to not be spending any cash right now, so it's silly to not use what I have. The goal originally was just to find more room to fit more GPUs, and by combining the two rigs into one, I was able to do that and actually keep my AMD rigs down to 3 now. So I will be putting the GPUs from the garage in here while updating my test bench in there. I am just making use of all of my spare parts to get it done. The objective, again, is to be as cheap as possible, and I already have a ton of spare parts lying around, and I'll be back as I get some more progress done. Also, the plan is to use one of my Delta server power supplies. I have some space on a PDU right down here, so that again will help as well. I will be right back. Guys, everything but the GPUs are in. I'm using the mining motherboard. I've got the Delta PSU in the back. Should get good ventilation up there. Fans are kicking back on. I will be right back with this whole thing set up and ready to go. Alright guys, as you can see, here's the finished rig. It's temporary. I mean, it theoretically could be permanent, but it's temporary right now. I would like to really get another 12 frame like this one and put this one right up here. That is the goal. I have plenty of power in this shed, so I can do that. And then that would allow me to free up space, especially over here, and maybe down here, where I can add some more space. So to recap, let's go over the big changes. That big Navi rig, I guess what we're going to call it, that one has 7 6800s, one 6800 XT, and 3 6700s. And then this rig has 5 3070s and 1 3060. Other than that, the farm's pretty much the same. We've got my 6700 XT rig right there, a 3070/3060 Ti mixed rig with a C3900 mining Raptorium. We've got another 3060 Ti/3070 rig, as well as another one right there. Then we've got another 3060 Ti rig, a 7x3070 rig, a 6x3070 rig, my 5700 XT rig, 7x3070s. This used to be 9, and then it got weird, and it was 8, and then it got weird. Frankly, when in doubt, or when it's not broke, don't fix it. So I'm just going to leave this one as is right now. Then we've got a 5x3060 and a 3090 rig in it, or 3090 GPU. So this one was built for Nexa, or not Nexa, this one was built for Dynex, and I think I am going to go back to Dynex. I think eventually I will probably swap this 3090 with that 3060 up there, and just keep all the rigs matching. But we'll see. 5x3070s, and then this one is a mixed rig with 1 3080, 4 3070s, and the rest are 3060 Ti's. Finally, a 6x3070 Ti rig. So the only other GPUs that aren't showing here are my 20 series rigs, or 20 series GPUs. I have 3 of them. They are going to be going in some test benches, or one test bench in my garage, and be running tests on them. And I'm going to make a determination probably in the next week. I know I've been talking about it, but whether I get rid of them or keep them. So we'll see. As you can see, the fans are kicking on. But anyway, here we go. So it's a little messy because I've made some changes. I think I would like to fix those wires back there. I mean, nothing's dangerous, everything's safe. And then, ignore the wires that are going to the monitors, as it's just me temporarily leaving them on to test, to see, GPUs that I've been having issues with. The farm is pretty much stable, but I have been making a lot of changes, and I've been changing the algos a lot, and with constant miner releases, sometimes we get some rigs that crash, sometimes they don't. It's all over the place, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the state of the farm. It's all 30 series or big Navi minus the 5700 rig, which, I think I'm just going to keep it. And I'm honestly thinking about dropping a video about how maybe the 30 or 5700 XT is a good value proposition for miners who want to get in now. Now, obviously, the 3070 is the best, but when you can get at the current prices, when you can get almost a full rig of 5700 XTs for the cost of two, maybe three 3070s, it's definitely worth considering. And then one more thing I want to go over is just my spare parts. I am going to be getting rid of some motherboards, like I've said. I'll probably leave one max to keep and a CPU or two. I have a lot of money to spend on crypto right now, so this is probably going to be what the farm looks like for the next few weeks. Short of me buying, finding some insane deal and selling some of my crypto to cover it, which I really don't want to do. I've been able to sell graphics cards to buy graphics cards, but I think I'm at the point now where I don't want to sell anything else that I have unless the 3080s skyrocket in value, in which case I could see myself selling off a few more of those. But other than that, I thought about selling my 3090. I don't think I want to do it. It's my first one. Alright guys, so I know I normally do my profitability after I do the shed tour, but I did a lot of work in the shed, and I feel like this video is about as long as I want it to be right now. And I need to go over some more numbers as I was on vacation last week. So my shed profitability was a little off. I had to shut some rigs down and take care of some stuff. So I will be getting that to you shortly after this. But this is my final January mining farm tour. This is what everything looks like. I really appreciate you guys joining me on this journey. We'll get started with February next week. Please like and subscribe for more crypto mining content and GPU content. Your time is valuable, so thank you for spending it with me. Croup Man out.